Okay, guys, I'm going to attempt to make this really quick. We just got a couple of definitions that we learned last week that I want to put down on paper so you guys have them in your notes. The first thing, we talked about this a number of times, is called transformation. Transformation. By the way, I know that I didn't put an essential question. If you have actually been writing essential questions and used them, then I'd like for you to make one up for yourself. If you're one of the people that's never cared about an essential question, I'm not necessarily caring about it right now either. Okay, so here's what transformation is. Remember that this is when energy uh, changes from one form to another within a system. Okay? So remember, that means that no energy is gained or lost. All the energy stays within the system. It just changes from one to another. So this would be something like changing potential or gravitational potential into kinetic, or even kinetic into thermal. All right. The next thing that we talked about is similar but different, and this is transfer. That looks like a V. Transfer. Okay, so transfer, remember that this is when energy is added to or removed from a system. Okay? So remember, that's when the system interacts with something else, something outside of the system, and then it either loses some energy or gains system so energy. So this is like when the bowling ball hits the can. We call that a transfer because the can is not part of the system. Okay, and that definition brings us to another definition, and that's work. And here, I'll go back and underline all these things. So transfer, transformation, work. Okay, so work, remember that we say work is the process of transferring energy. Okay, so remember that means that if energy is added to or removed from a system, then work has been done. So remember that I stood in front of the room for work and I talked about, me pushing a student. I would be doing work on him, and if he pushes me, then he's doing work on me. And so remember this, okay? So this is like your big point here, is that the object that gives up energy does the work. Okay, so sometimes it can be hard to think about, like, okay, well, did the bowling ball do work or did the can do work because it slowed the bowling ball down? Well, whichever one loses energy. So the bowling ball loses kinetic energy, okay? So that means that the can so the energy I messed that up. The bowling ball gives up its energy, so it does the work. There we go. That makes sense. Okay, and then I want to put one kind of bonus note down here at the bottom, okay? And so we'll put like, this is a little star. We talked about this, but remember this, that friction, remember that we just started talking about friction last time, okay? Friction changes kinetic energy kinetic energy into thermal energy. Okay, so put that down there. We want to remember that. Friction changes kinetic energy into thermal energy. And remember that we added thermal energy onto the board up top. All right, there's your notes. Let's see how I did.